Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Grandmaster Knockout. In the left corner, the one, the only Gukesh. And his opponent, ladies and gentlemen, Carlsen. Tonight, one board, 64 squares. Playing white, Gukesh. Playing black, Carlsen. Gentlemen, let the battle begin. Gukesh, pawn to d4. Carlsen, pawn to d5. Gukesh, pawn to c4. Carlsen, pawn to e6. Gukesh, knight to c3. Carlsen, knight to f6. Gukesh, pawn takes d5. Carlsen, pawn takes d5. Gukesh, bishop to g5. Carlsen, bishop to b4. Gukesh, knight to f3. Carlsen, queen to d6. Gukesh, knight to d2. Carlsen, pawn to c6. Gukesh, queen to c2. Carlsen, pawn to h6. Gukesh, knight to b5. Carlsen, queen to e7. Gukesh, bishop takes f6. Carlsen, pawn takes f6. Gukesh, knight to c3. Carlsen, knight to d7. Gukesh, pawn to e3. Carlsen, knight to b6. Gukesh, bishop to d3. Carlsen, rook to g8. Gukesh, pawn to g3. Carlsen, bishop to h3. Gukesh, pawn to a 3. Carlsen, bishop takes c3. Gukesh, pawn takes c3. Carlsen, knight to c8. Gukesh, pawn to c4. Carlsen, pawn takes c4. Gukesh, queen takes c4. Carlsen, knight to d6. Gukesh, queen to b4. Carlsen, pawn to a5. Gukesh, queen to c3. Carlsen, rook to g5. Gukesh, bishop to e2. Carlsen, rook to c8. Gukesh, pawn to f3. Carlsen, pawn to c5. Gukesh, king to f2. Carlsen, rook to d5. Gukesh, queen to b2. Carlsen, pawn takes d4. Gukesh, pawn takes d4. Carlsen, king to f8. Gukesh, rook to e1. Carlsen, bishop to e6. Gukesh, rook to ad1. Carlsen, pawn to f5. Gukesh, knight to f1. Carlsen, pawn to f4. Gukesh, bishop to d3. Carlsen, queen to f6. Gukesh, bishop to e4. Carlsen, rook to b5. Gukesh, queen to d2. Carlsen, bishop to b3. Gukesh, rook to c1. Carlsen, rook takes c1. Gukesh, queen takes c1. Carlsen, queen takes d4, check. Gukesh, king to g2. Carlsen, bishop to e6. Gukesh, queen takes f4. Carlsen, rook to b2, check. Gukesh, king to h1. Carlsen, queen to f2. Gukesh, queen takes d6, check. Carlsen, king to g7. Gukesh, queen to e5, check. Carlsen, pawn to f6. Gukesh, queen takes b2. Carlsen, queen takes b2. Gukesh, rook to b1. Carlsen, queen takes a 3. Gukesh, rook takes b7, check. Carlsen, king to f8. Gukesh, pawn to g4. Carlsen, pawn to a4. Carlsen delivers the finishing blow. Gukesh is down. If you love this fight, smash that like button and subscribe. More legendary battles are coming your way. See you in the next one.